What's up, peeps? Thanks for joining me. My name is David Warren. On this channel, I go on adventures and I share my tech information with you. Today, what am I going to be talking about? Today, I'm going to be talking about the Mavic Pro 2 with the update, and I got some filters right there. Got some nice Freewell filters right here. So I got a 1000 filter, and then I got 2-step filters, variable filters. So for some of y'all that don't know what the filters are for, the filters are like sunglasses. Like, see, the sun's hitting me right in the eyes right now. It's kind of bright out here. Shields my eyes from the sun so I can get a nice view of everything, right? That's why you wear sunglasses. Plus, it protects my eye. On the camera, you want to have the optimal settings. So when you get that nice, smooth looking video, it doesn't look choppy. It looks nice and smooth. You can see the clouds and everything doesn't look all blown out. So that's why you need sunglasses for your drones and your cameras. I got the 1000 one on there now, and I'm going to show you about that one. I've got a 0 to 5 and a 6 to 9. And these are different stops. They're called f-stops kind of thing. So they're different, let's not even get technical with it. They're different levels of darkness for your camera. The amount of sunglass you have for your camera, let's say. So you can adjust these and dial it in. So basically what you want is the ISO. You want to keep that ISO at 100. Okay, keep it 100 on the ISO. Then, depending on what your frame rate is, you want your shutter speed to be double that. So let's say you're going to be shooting at 30 frames a second, right? So if you're going to shoot 30 frames a second to get that nice, like that nice cinematic kind of view, you want your shutter speed to be at 60. This is easy math, right? We don't need to complicate this. If you want to get that real nice, like you're almost jumping into it, then you're going to have to double that 60, 120, all right? And so on. So ISO, keep it 100, shutter speed at 120. Now on a bright day like today, I need to get a filter right in there. So I set those settings and then I adjust the filter to it. One of the other things you can do with a filter is a time lapse or a hyperlapse. The only difference between a time lapse and a hyperlapse is a time lapse is pretty much stationary. The camera stays one place and takes shots every 2 seconds, every 3 seconds, so forth and so on. A hyperlapse, it does the same thing as a time lapse except for it's moving. Only difference. Now you may see in some time lapses where people take the time lapse and everything's kind of jumpy. And then you might see other time lapses where they'll do clouds or something and it looks all nice and smooth. You do that with a filter. So if I'm doing a cloud time lapse and I want those clouds to look nice and smooth and kind of flowing, I need to put on a filter which allows it to be open longer without making the picture looking all blown out. So that's why I would use a 1000 filter, and then I would adjust the time for that. So if I want 3 seconds, I set my ISO to 100. I set my shutter speed to 3 seconds, and then I find the filter that allows me to get that shot within that time frame. And then if I want to make it a hyperlapse, I just move the camera, whatever camera it is. If it's a drone, I fly the drone. If it's this camera, I attach it to something and move that, right? You can use sliders and all kinds of things. Okay, so that's time lapses, hyperlapses, filters. Now, what they did is they updated the Mavic Air 2 with the ability to, you can set a hyperlapse by points. So you can go point 1, point 2, point 3. You can set these different points and save them. That's the big thing. See, it was doing hyperlapses and time lapses before, but now you can save them. So if you want to do a transition from day to night, or you want to see what one filter looks like compared to another in a certain area, you can set up your shot and then save it, try it with one setting, and then change your filter, change your settings, and then do the same exact thing again. So if you want to do day to night, night to day, morning, evening, all that stuff. So that's what it allows you to do now. So there you go. There's a little information, there's a little bit background on that, and let's see what we get with these new settings. So the first thing I did was set up the mission. I took it up, and then I kind of went over. I set 3 different points, and I had the 1000 filter on there. So now it's just running through that program, and I saved it as test. And it's just gonna run it pretty much automatically. So I'm just sitting here talking to the camera. One thing I will say about the Freewell filters that I like, they go on real nice. Like it just goes on real nice and feels secure. So I ran multiple missions. A couple things I found out. You don't even need to save it. It automatically saves it, and then you can name it. So it keeps the most recent one. I didn't see how many recent ones. It records them automatically. So I even turned off everything, changed the battery, and it left it in there so you can go back and grab that one. So if you say, oh man, that was a nice little move I did right there, and you forgot to save it, as soon as you load it back up, it's going to be right there. You just go into the save portion, and it'll be listed there with the date and time. So you'll just name it and be like, that's it. So that's cool. You also have the ability to pause. So what the pause allowed me to do, I shot one and it looked a little dark. So I ran the mission again, got it to the position where it was getting ready to start, hit the pause button, adjusted my settings, and then hit the record button, and it picked up with the new settings. So that's kind of cool. So there were 2 things on there that kind of like, oh, all right, that makes a lot of sense why they did it that way. I hope y'all really enjoyed this content, found it useful. If you got any other questions, let me know. And you know what it is. Take care of each other. Peace out. I'll see y'all soon. What you looking at? It's looking at me. Share on tech stuff, all kinds of stuff. I share on tech stuff. I do tech and gadgets. What do I do? I do gears, gadgets. What do I do? I do gears, gadgets. What do I do? Let's stop looking at that. We know where to look now. After I set the exposure time, I kept the ISO 100. Keep it 100. Let it rock.